Oh,
thousands of people waiting for us. Like, what the hell?
the internet is full.
What I hear.
It's all full. You're just gonna have to. You know what? It's packed
Full
in here,
peoples.
and there's just so many people out there waiting. Sold out crowd.
Us.
Full of peoples.
All the people.
Hello.
We are live. There's the fiend.
One more test. Yes, it's still in stereo. Yes, thank you, God.
Yes, nice.
That's right. You can't push the button again to fade it out. There's a separate button to fade it out. I've got to remember that.
Remember that, Billy.
Or, find another one that
Remember
the way I
your
want it to.
training.
So I have no idea. When is Thanksgiving?
A Thursday.
It is the 27th?
Yes.
Oh.
The 20-something.
Oh, wow. So we'll still get to do another show this month. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we do a show on the 21st and then December 5th.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanksgiving is the 28th.
Why do you keep turning off? Mr. Man?
That's not. Boom. Fix that. Cool. All right. I'm ready whenever you are.
Yep. Live and good to go. My light's not staying on. Never.
Are you thawing the turkey yet? It's GRD Weekly. Hey, everybody.
Yes.
It's barely November, my dude.
Say that, but it's been in the deep freeze for a while. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a little bit of effort. Welcome to GRD Weekly episode number. Right, it just simply doesn't matter.
324.
5.
The folks bringing things to you today, the lady who preps herself for all the online meetings she has to attend. Right there's the Flintstress.
This is where hope goes to die.
The woman who just needs to get her things to get by. It's Carol the Cat.
Hey, where is my other mug is a shot glass mug?
That's a fair question. The guy who's always offering an adventure to everybody. It's podcast intern Siegfried.
Now, who wants to put on some blindfolds and get into my car? Yay!
Wait, what?
And I'm the guy who knows who he is. I'm the wonderful Billy Flynn.
I gotta get going. Me and my loser friends, we gotta go get Aerosmith tickets. Top priority of the summer.
Not much higher than that. What happened, Joe? Yeah.
Cough. So much geeky stuff, y'all. So much.
Selling it.
We finished up Only Murders in the Building, and wow,
Mhm.
God, that show from start to finish, every moment of it was just absolute gold. We got the wedding, we got another murder at the end, setting up the next season. We got closure for Zaz, and like just in general, that that whole season was just gold. Just every episode was just gold.
The way they tie it back to the first season is pretty amazing.
Mhm.
And I really hope they keep this going and that Paul Rudd comes back every season with a new stereotypical accent and he just plays somebody that is associated with that actor.
Yes. Yes.
It'll be like Lester's son or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Paul Rudd. Yeah, he's so good in this.
Or an elevator
and
mechanic.
like the nurse who had like fallen in love with him already, right?
Right.
Right? I mean, because he's just him. You just
But-
got to do it.
I mean, he's got an accent and he looks like Paul Rudd. So is it really any surprise?
Even all rough in the hospital bed, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, the rats.
Okay.
The rats.
So funny. So that show was great. It's interesting. Yeah, a lot of the shows are wrapping up now because it's kind of still, they don't do like fall sweeps like they did for, TV back in the day, back in the 1900s, kids, look it up. Right. But it's still like things wrap up now because we're getting close to the holidays and you don't want to be trying to keep up with like shows that you're watching over the holidays. So Agatha all along. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely did not see that last episode coming, that's for sure. We had to break up the last two, if you'll remember, like we had finished one and then had to watch the other one. So we split up the last two episodes, even though they dropped at the same time. And that was just, I thought they were going to, find what they were looking for at the end of the road. And that couldn't have been further from the truth.
No. So yeah, that's one of the better Marvel shows. It's not. It didn't crack my top 3, but it is definitely like cracking top 5 there. So I really really enjoyed it.
Did you see though the episode? Divided the fanboys.
Oh well.
I know.
Something would divide the fanboys in half.
I mean, for the most part, they were leaving this alone. And then I literally saw the day after we watched it, I saw 2 different reviews that reference how. Well, one was that they pulled a Lost, and the other one said that it was like the Battlestar Galactica finale.
No, this made sense and was
so
good.
What? You go after yourself. I like both those finales, but yeah, they were. Oh, no. It was so different. It was so different.
The BSG finale was good until the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was BS.
I was like, wait, my earbud's not in right. Maybe that's why I can't hear you. Okay. All right. Stick it in my ear hole. Yeah. So I mean, the whole thing of him like kind of making it. The all of that was him making that with his mind. I mean, it tracks, right? Because his mom made an entire town, and certainly the ability, but for him to be able to do that without really like knowing it, man, right? Yeah, that was crazy.
That's why WandaVision was based on House of M, and that's what worked so great about that comic was that she created the whole universe over the whole, everything, and she didn't know she was doing it. So that just added an extra layer to that storyline. So I'm glad they were able to incorporate it here.
Well, Wanda didn't know that she had done it to Westview in the first place.
He only sort of knew.
Yeah, she had no idea. Yeah.
Right. Like she was just like, what is this? We're in the sitcom world kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
No one leave it to Beaver.
That show was really great. Really well done too. So anyway. But yeah, highly recommend that show if you're into witches or anything like that. So Aubrey Plaza was amazing in it. I mean, Patty, all of them, every one of those actors just really deserves to be in a lot more things. Okay, let's see what else is on my list. Tons of stuff. The Penguin. We are caught up on the Penguin in that show. Whoo! So it's one of these like superhero shows without any superheroes in it at all. I mean, they're in the background, kind of the supervillains are tangentially doing it, but there's no bat signal. There's no nothing. This is basically a mafia show that's set in Gotham.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Flynn?
The finale is going to have some kind of Batman cameo or mention, because after that last episode, the rest of it you could say was he's been busy with the floods and everything else, but that last episode really got the attention of people, and I'm sure got the attention of the Bat.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do something.
He's gonna have
about this.
If we get nothing else but see the Batmobile drive by, I'll be like, okay, cool. Batman's on.
Yeah.
He's on. Okay.
He might be busy buying eye makeup for behind the mask and stuff.
But just
psychology testing.
But we also have to wait. As we've learned from Robert Pattinson Batman, he only shows up after shit has gone down.
Yeah.
Still learning. He's new. This is new Batman.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's just starting.
Well, yeah, because Penguin is, everything's just starting. Yeah, that is very true. But man, the psychology of this show too. I couldn't watch the one where she was in Arkham. Like I couldn't handle that. It's just the personal trigger for me. And this one, when like spoiler alert, if anybody hasn't seen the most recent episode that's out, when he murders his brothers essentially, right, by not saving them or telling anyone where they are or anything, and then falls down into that exact hole at the wow. Oh man. And he's just snuggled up on the couch with his mom, happy to have her all to himself. And is that a psychopath or a sociopath? I can't remember which one that is, but
he's nuts.
That child was messed up. A little bit of both. For sure. I finished watching Shogun. I was watching that show and really enjoyed it.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Carol and I had a conversation the other day about Shogun. It has absolutely nothing to do with Shogun, but for some reason, I always think that Shogun is that is that Michael Keaton show involving the what is it called again?
It's gung ho.
Gung Ho. I get
the Toyota plant.
yes. So I get
With the
Shogun.
Toyota plant.
I get Shogun stuck in my head, and I always think it's Gung Ho because I forget one of them doesn't exist. So I think Shogun is that one. But the thing is, I'm a fan and actually have a VHS copy of the sequel that starred Pierce Brosnan. Which, oh my God, I just blanked on what the hell it was called. Noble House.
Crown Affair? No.
Noble House, which was the
Noble
sequel
House.
to that. And it always weird. I could never figure out what the hell that's got to do with Michael Keaton in, in the Toyota plant. Because it was like, well, I mean, it's business and stuff, I guess. But all right, man. I mean, I don't remember ever watching it. I just remember the commercials from it and somehow just getting confused.
Isn't that funny how sometimes your brain makes a connection and even when it's wrong, it just sticks? You know?
100%.
Do you remember the TV show of Gung Ho?
I do, actually.
I don't know.
Who starred in that?
Half a season. Scott Bakula was Michael Keaton.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I knew it was a well-known TV actor.
Wow. But anyway, so
I heard people call the new version, the 2024, 2023, whenever it came out.
Of Gung Ho?
Version. No, of Shogun. Back to my geeky sweet, y'all. But that people calling it like Game of Thrones in Japan and some of that. But I mean, visually it was gorgeous. I've heard it's very, accurately depicts feudal time period. Their culture is kind of frustrating, but you kind of understand it at the same time. I don't know. It's just a really well done show with a lot of twists and things you don't necessarily see coming. So that was kind of fun. What We Do in the Shadows.
I'm not
This
caught
one
up,
where
but
yeah, me neither.
Oh, okay. So I've got plenty of other stuff to talk about, so I can skip it. But it's obviously comedy gem all the way around. Like this most recent episode features their neighbor Sean, right? The one who they wiped his memory so many times. He's
James Adomian. My good time boy.
It's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
You remember how Sean thinks they work for the railroad? And Lily.
yes.
Oh, that's right.
The title of the episode is Railroad. Yeah.
How much of his brain is still there? Because wasn't it mush when they all three put a super whammy on him at the same time?
More than some others, which is also foreshadowing.
Ooh.
So yeah, but What We Do in the Shadows is just so good, and Guillermo and everything he's going through is just Star Trek Lower Decks.
Gizmo.
You guys watching Lower Decks?
Oh, I forgot that was back.
I didn't realize the new season started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's been 2 or 3 episodes, episodes I think of Lower Decks have been out. And so I mean that's going pretty well as normal. I mean as they run into a doppelganger crew at one point, and that's comedy gold and just just a really great show that I will always watch.
Competent Boimler, yeah.
Well, and
even competent Boimler can still manage to.
You know what? Here's the comparison that I can safely make. The Boimler that Boimler meets is Rimmer meeting Ace Rimmer.
That figures. That tracks. Well, and the funny thing is when the trailer for this final season came out, I was like, this looks so damn familiar. Not the show, but the format of the trailer. And I was like, immediately went to YouTube and was like, because they basically redid the trailer from Star Trek 6. It's you followed them on their journeys, on their voyages.
Pictures and shit,
They were a crew, but became a family, or all that
people
stuff.
are putting seatbelts on their couches this season.
So great.
Yeah, so enjoying that. Okay, so then we were doing this thing with our kid where if she goes to a certain number of local historical sites, because she's learning about local history in our county, right? Tons of stuff happened. You go to a certain number of these things and you get a shirt, whatever, an extra credit in social studies, so she doesn't really need it, but that's fine. We went to play Pokemon Go. She has started playing Pokemon Go. She finally has her own device. And so we went to a park, and then there were like 6 historical sites within a couple of miles of this park. So we did all the things. But then we also went to this like old timey Art Deco theater that's not too far from our house, was one of the stops on the list. We've been in there a ton of times. They do $1 movies. And then like the concessions are also $1. It's not the most updated screen or like seats or anything like that, but whatever, it's awesome.
38 or something.
So her and I go, and she turns and she looks at the sign and she says, "Mommy, that says The Princess Bride is showing on November 1st. That's today." And I went, okay, 7 p.m. So we went and took her to go see The Princess Bride. She had never seen it before, but it's on this list of movies that we've always been trying to get her to watch that we think that she would enjoy. And she loved the heck out of The Princess Bride and was giggling. And especially when like Fred Savage as the kid would like interrupt and what is this a kissing part? And she was always like laughing. Oh, she enjoyed the heck out of that movie. Almost watched it with her babysitter the very next night because we went out to a grown-up Halloween party, y'all. We actually got a babysitter and went out for once. And I did my shy gal costume from RavenCon, and Flynn was his steampunk airship captain costume, and he sang karaoke, Fiona Apple, and I mean, it was a really, really good time.
You've got to explain that. So when they had a sign in, and it
was a Beetlejuice theme party.
Yes. So you signed in and pulled a ticket, and randomly throughout the evening they would pull a ticket, and if they pulled your number, they had to draw something out of the bucket and do what it said on the bucket. Now some people had to do the MacArthur Park dance from Beetlejuice, which is great since they had not seen the movie yet.
Yeah.
But luckily we were able to find the scene. So. And when you did this, you got like little Halloween knives. So they're plastic knives, but like there's pictures of Jason and Leatherface and Michael Myers and everybody on it. So when my number was drawn, I reach in and I pull out, and I can't read it because I've been drinking quite a bit by this time. And so our hostess looks at it and goes, "It says you get to do karaoke." And I was like, yeah. So yeah. Criminal by Fiona Apple. Thank you.
I'm feeling like a criminal.
Somebody else went, and then as the party started to kind of like die down or whatever, you know, when you catch the vibe that like we're all old and getting tired. Plus, we only had the babysitter to midnight, but still, it was really, really fun to get out and see some friends we hadn't seen in a while, some of my roller derby friends, and it was just really nice to like be grown-ups and socialize and go out and drink and stuff. So that was fun. And because I really hadn't seen, looking forward to seeing the sequel, and MJ was up for more 80s movies. So this is not in order because after The Princess Bride, we did something else, but then we did watch Beetlejuice, the original one from the 80s.
Nice. And
I hadn't seen it in a long time. And then of course, all the stuff from the party made sense, like how they had a table set up with like a cityscape, like model town. I was like, what is this for? Because I didn't remember Beetlejuice. And they also had a thing where it was like, how did you die? Right? Like you had to make up like a story of how you died.
Signed in, you had to write how you died.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. And like you take a number, like you were going to, you know, see your caseworker or whatever. And yeah, I didn't remember that at all. But the one we watched in between The Princess Bride and Beetlejuice is one that we knew that she would absolutely freaking love. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. She's a history buff, and you know, oh my gosh, did she enjoy the heck out of that movie? When they got Abraham Lincoln, when they were at the mall, oh my gosh, that movie is just that's the best.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude.
You know, I wonder if she would like
and like how Billy the Kid and Socrates end up being like super besties without even being able to talk to one another. Yeah, so great.
I wonder if the kid would like the Librarians, because that deals with a lot of history and stuff. That's like,
Random will start like it's like.
Well,
it's family friendly action. The TV show would be a good one because it's definitely very you know, it's episodic and fun and stuff, and deals with a lot of history stuff. It's more world history, but
I could go on a deep dive and see if I could find Voyagers.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah. I don't know how
Oh,
historically
But I also like
accurate
Time
it was,
Bandits.
Yeah.
Well, and see, the thing is, though, she's not much on TV, like the attention span of TV, but like a movie, an hour and a half to 2 hour movie, she can handle. Plus, she had some dental work done, so has been a little under the weather, so I've had to like rest, and so
Sure.
that's been when she says she wants to watch a movie, we're always like, yes, absolutely. And so to round out our 80s movie, I think I was inspired by one of the actors from Beetlejuice because we went with
Which
probably
one?
not as family friendly as I thought it would be.
Which
We went
one?
with, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh.
It's not terrible. It just has some
Recognized and
language.
remembered Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
of all the actors to be inspired, at least you went to one of his earlier movies.
Yeah. It's a good thing that she was inspired by.
Mm-hmm. But she enjoyed Ferris Bueller as well. And we know we don't copy things from TV. And a lot of the kind of like sexual references, like she's too young to understand what all of that means anyway, to a certain extent. So that was fine. But it was just so funny because she was like, oh my God, did they steal his car? Did they take his car? And she'll like stress about that to the point sometimes where like I'll have to be like, look, I'm not trying to spoil the movie for you, but they bring the car back. The valet Parkers bring the car back. But of course I didn't tell her what happened to the car in the long run. But honestly, our kid, she can be a little bit like neurotic, take things a little bit too seriously, a little bit too Cameron, right? So I think it's kind of like, I can use that as an analogy with parenting.
Good
I
idea.
don't know how messed up that is, but right, if she's being like taking life too seriously and just being too rigid about things, be like, okay, are you being like Cameron right now? I think you could use a little Ferris Bueller time in your life. I don't know. So,
well, and keeping the theme, next up, are you guys going to watch Fight Club together?
Not Fight Club. I realized Ferris Bueller was a little, it's not that bad, but it's just a little, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot about this.
Well,
in Beetlejuice, when he first comes out and he's groping all over Gina Davis, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, he's also hitting on a 15-year-old in the first Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder's character is 15, so at least she's more age appropriate in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's problematic, that's for sure. So, yeah, I probably forgot something, but like we've had a heck of a geeky week.
So if you got a movie to suggest, hey now.
Yeah, right. If you have an actually family friendly. So I was thinking Goonies, maybe Monster Squad, right?
Monster
I'm trying
Squad
to think
would
of
be good.
other
War Games.
Dumb for not thinking.
If she likes
War Games.
War Games would be good.
She would love to see the technology.
Blue
It's a little
Velvet.
dark, but Legend might be fun.
I mean,
That's
Tron.
PG-13. But I love me some Legend.
If the kid likes history, maybe sit down and watch Caligula.
Hey.
This is where I would have said that's Rich Sigford at. God, complain.
Okay, I'll go
what
next.
y'all been up to?
I've been watching the usuals of what we were talking about before. I finished up Only Murders in the Building. Agatha All Along. I'm not quite caught up with What We Do in the Shadows. I am still sticking with Uzumaki because I'm digging the story and it's creepy and I like it. So the animation quality is still iffy, but I'll watch it. We did something unusual the day after Halloween. I don't know if you guys know who Rhett and Link are from YouTube. Good Mythical Morning. I'm a big fan of theirs. So they do a daily show called Good Mythical Morning on YouTube. They did a Good Mythical Evening, which is like their R-rated
I was going to say, I'm not much of a Mythical Morning person.
But it was fun. It was fun. It's watching a couple of guys just get drunk. And
Well, I was doing that.
And do silly games. So it was fun. It was interesting. I didn't lose my respect for them, so that's good.
They tend to be really wholesome guys too.
They're very wholesome
show.
guys. And Good Mythical Evening comes across as wholesome family men trying really hard to be sexy and raunchy. So I might watch another one. It was kind of fun. But then I watched a whole slew of movies. So let's run through these really quickly. I watched Kato Lake on HBO, which was actually really good. It's like this time traveling drama
I'm sorry,
movie.
did you say Cato Lake?
Cato.
Keto.
CADD,
Keto?
not Cato.
Cato? That's all I'm hearing. That's all
Yeah. Cato Lake.
I think of when you mentioned Shogun.
See, I'm just picturing a guy in like the top half of a white Bronco on top of a canoe. Just
Oh God! Wow, you went a really bad way there.
I was thinking more of the guy who would jump out and surprise the Green Hornet.
that too.
Wow. Okay. So
I was thinking
Far cry from this.
I was thinking Kato
Yeah, you
Kalin.
are.
You went Kato from Green Hornet. Yeah.
And I went Pink Panther.
And none of those are anything like the actual movie itself, which is airing on HBO. If you're interested in a
Hmm.
kind of time traveling family drama, horror / suspense movie, it's actually pretty good. Then I watched Trap, which is M. Night Shyamalan's new movie. This is also on, I think, HBO
So
or Max, whatever the hell they're calling
tell
it.
me how much you agree with this. Dave from Screen Geek said, "I'm watching this movie and it keeps getting dumber, but I keep having more and more fun with it."
I think Josh Hartnett realized that the longer the movie went on, the more insane he had to act.
Okay.
So he just stares at the camera because there's so many close-ups of his face where he's just staring at you with this just insane look in his eye. Because he's the killer. I don't think that's really a spoiler because the
it's all over the
trailer was really obvious that he's the killer. And it's not trying to hide that fact. So it gets dumber and dumber as it goes on. But Josh Hartnett is worth watching in the movie, but the plot is just dumb as crap. Then I watched Woman of the Hour, which is Anna Kendrick's directorial debut. This is about the serial killer that showed up on the dating game in the 70s. And it actually tells the story
I've heard
from
of this,
three different women's point of view. It's not his point of view, which is what I appreciated because so many of these serial killer movies just focus on the serial killer, and I don't really give a shit about the serial killer. I care more about the victims. So this was actually really good. I'd be interested in watching more movies with her directing because this was actually really good. It goes back and forth in time again because he was a serial killer that spanned almost a decade.
I thought you said you didn't like it.
No, I did. What I said is I wish they had been more clear as when they were going back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Because you had to wait for the girl to show up to realize which time frame you were in. I think it's the next one the next movie I watched I didn't like at all, and that was Hellboy the Crooked Man.
Get Guillermo back.
Yes.
Yeah, this is. It's so sad because this is Hellboy in Appalachia, battling Appalachian demons. This should be so good. This should be so good, and it's so boring, and it looks cheap. It's not cheap. It had a $20 million budget, but it looks like a fan film. It truly looks like a fan film. There's a couple of
was like, hey, yeah, someone made a YouTube video.
Yeah, there's a couple of decent CGI shots, but the acting is shaky sometimes. And what kills me, the guy they have playing Hellboy is so soft spoken, and he's so just there. And he's small, and everyone keeps calling him Big Red and Big Guy, and I'm like, dude, you're looking at him eye to eye. He's the same height as you. Where is the big in the room with us? Because he's just he's a normal dude. And the chest plate they had on him was terrible. So it was so disappointed. I was like, this could forgive it bad effects if the story was good, but this was bad. Then I received a package from my brother, who occasionally sends me really bad movies, and he sent me Manborg, which is, I thought, was an 80s. If you look at the poster for this, it looks like an 80s action film. No, it was made in 2011.
Really? Wow.
Yes. In this dude's basement, everything is green screen. And it's really fun.
They filmed in Mark's house? Wow.
It is okay. So there is a horror movie out there called The Void, which I highly recommend. It's a really good movie. This is that director's first movie that he made in his basement. About the guy.
Okay.
We're fighting legions from hell, and this soldier is killed, and then he's brought back to life as Manborg, and he has to fight the legions of hell
Wow.
and save humanity.
Half man, half
And
Borg, all action.
it is, yes. It's actually quite fun. So, and then I watched one of the movies that had a trailer before Manborg, because I was like, maybe they're just as fun. I watched Hypothermia, which stars Michael Rooker, and no, it's not as fun.
Oh.
It's about ice fishing, and they find a creature, and it goes nowhere, and the creature looks really silly. So, not a good film. Then I watched The Ghoul with Boris Karloff for Mark's stream, and that was good.
It's a good time. Yeah, the ghouls.
Yeah. Then I watched The Substance, which stars Demi Moore.
That one.
That is this is about a drug that makes a younger, better you. Only you and the younger, better you can't exist at the same time, so you have to switch on and back and forth week after week. And of course,
I do that now.
and of course, the younger you know, you're supposed to follow these very strict rules, and the younger her starts stealing days, which affects the older her. It's very
cool, man. It's not cool.
It's a really interesting take on how society views women, although there are also men who take the substance in this movie as well, but it focuses on this Demi Moore character who's in the movie 50, although Demi Moore is 60, and she's, you know, of course, she's having trouble finding roles because she's 50. So it's good. It's filmed very stylistically. It's obviously a fantasy land, and the last 20 minutes are some of the most graphic body horror I've seen in a very, very long time. So
okay.
It's it gets gross. And yeah, I was okay with it. Then for the first time I watched Dirty Harry. I had never watched Dirty Harry beginning to end. It's Clint Eastwood with a gun. I enjoyed Andy Robinson acting incredibly creepy and over the top. And yeah.
Suzanne Summers.
What?
Suzanne Summers.
Oh yeah. Very early Suzanne Summers. And then I watched The Exorcism, which is the second Russell Crowe Catholic movie this year. Here he doesn't play a priest. Unfortunately, there's no Russell Crowe on a Vespa. He fakes an American accent. This is about an actor that it's a terrible film, and that's unfortunate because he's an actor who used to be an altar boy that was abused, and he's playing an exorcist in this new movie, and it's affecting him mentally.
Oh.
And if they had stuck with that theme, it would have been a real interesting movie. Unfortunately, no, it's actually a haunted movie set.
Aww.
And it's really the ending makes no sense at all. I don't know if anyone ever watched The Snowman, the Michael Fassbender film from a few years ago. That movie is terrible. It's really, really bad. And it's almost incoherent because they only filmed 80% of the script, and they had to piece together a movie from that 80%. So characters disappear and subplots disappear, and the movie makes no sense. This felt like that because the ending was just, I have no clue where he is at the end of this film. And I haven't pulled up Wikipedia to figure it out. It's just like they didn't film the entire film. It's weird. And then finally I watched Earthquake because I was in a disaster movie mood Wednesday. I wonder why. I watched Earthquake with Charlton Heston. It's cheesy. It's fun. San Francisco falls apart. And Lauren Green plays Ava Gardner's father, and he's only 7 years older than her, and it's hilarious. That was my geeky week.
Interesting. Okay.
Very nice, Carol. Very nice.
Well, for me, I've been dopamine stockpiling, obviously.
Nice.
That's
gonna be a good party.
I've been spending a lot of time in a very positive and hopeful view of America.
Oh, you've been taking the dopamine. Okay.
No, I've been playing Fallout 76. Watched Woman of the Hour. Very same movie that.
Did you like it?
Carol, I thought it was fantastic. I really liked it. I think that Anna Kendrick she, she needs just more experience. Like she came out of the gate strong in her directorial debut. And I think that, there's just going to be some like stuff that comes with experience. Like, maybe just changing kind of the color grading or something like that when it's in the past, or when you're showing kind of like, different time from the main viewpoint of a character. But it was great. It was well acted and everything. And that dude was just creepy as hell. And there was just some really, really good stuff in it. Only Murders in the Building. Can't wait to see. They do such a good job of, towards the end, it was like, oh, you bet they better not it better not, the next season better not be about this character. They better not. Okay, it's about another character. Oh, the other character.
Yeah, but they said we all missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone else Google Maplethorpe and the doorman?
No.
Because he said he was in a Maple. You missed the part where Lester said, I was in one of them Maplethorpes. I posed for Maplethorpe.
Well,
you gotta Google Maplethorpe and the doorman. You can't notice me behind the GIMP mats.
Yeah, I mean, I am aware of Maplethorpe stuff, so I was like, oh.
I was curious if it was an actual photo. It isn't.
But that's also the second time that they've referenced somebody posing in a naughty photo, because wasn't that in the first season, the painting or something like that? That was the...
Oh yeah, I think there was, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember, but somebody posed for, yeah.
But I mean, Steve Martin and Martin Short are just doing such a tremendous job. Like, even when they're out there on the ledge and they're still being silly in this serious thing that you're worried about for their safety, these characters' safety, and they're merengueing outside the window to get by. It's just like, I just adore those guys. And then of course, I'm behind on What We Do in the Shadows. I think I've seen the first 2 episodes. Haven't had a chance to watch any additional ones yet, but it just part of me doesn't want to watch more, because then that means I'm closer to the end of the show. But we'll have to do it at some point in time. But yeah, so and then also it's been kind of going through the stages of shock and grief, thanks to the election, and kind of storing up energy, and then also looking for the positives that have happened in it, and also just getting ready for some pretty bummer times for a while, and taking a small amount of schadenfreude in all of the people that are getting that kind of Brexit remorse when they realized, oh, you mean the leopard is looking at my face to eat now?
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah. So, finding the positives in what's going to happen, figuring out the ways to still be helpful and to be good in those things, while also taking time to just, not soak in the grief, but and bereavement, but definitely being like, okay, all right, here's what we got to do. So, but that has been my Geeky Week.
Cool. Well, mine's very easy because I'm bad and I've been busy and I've been doing things and whatnot. Did he leave?
Nope. Wow. Nope. Just adjusting.
It's your turn. Bye.
I'm out.
That's been my.
I think a lot of us are going through those stages of grief, like when something dies.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not dead. It's just mostly dead.
Right. Take a miracle.
Doesn't want to get into the car.
So I wrapped up season 3 of American Horror Stories. It ended much stronger. There's really only one that I didn't care for. Well, there's 2 that I'm like, but overall, I think it was quite a strong season. And I have to give a massive shout out to the episode entitled simply X, because one, not only is Henry Winkler in it.
Wow.
The Fonz.
2, it's an incredibly effective story that isn't supernatural based, though for the longest time it really seems like it is.
Mm-hmm. And
then you get reality and you realize often how horrible reality can actually be. And It was absolutely an American Horror Story, and it was just like, wow, that one was really damn good. They had a nice, strong finish afterwards, but that one was tremendous. And again, Henry Winkler, so how can you go wrong? That's just something special. So yeah, other than that, Star Wars Outlaws. I'm sorry. Yes, the game is beaten, so I can just roll around playing Sabacc everywhere. You know, cheating as great as I do now at Sabacc, so I'm winning like a bastard everywhere I go. Can't wait for the new DLC in which I get to go play Sabacc again and really refine my, cheating ass skills in Sabacc. Thank you. I'm a liar. I'm a cheat. Oh, did I mention I'm a bad guy? Because it's Star Wars Outlaws. So I almost watched a movie, but
I had a dream the other day. I was teaching our kid how to cheat.
Okay. Anything in particular?
How to deal from the bottom.
Oh.
I don't know. We were playing cards, and I had a dream that I taught her how to deal from the bottom. But you can't. But cutting the deck kind of negates that for the most part. So.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some extra work involved in that, but that's unfortunately a different show.
The wonderful Billy Flint looks at what Chad and Abby are up to now. If you know what TV show they're on this week, you could win yourself a prize. It's your further adventures of Chad and Abby update. Aspiring crime solver Chad unknowingly helps a man locate the woman he intends to murder. Then somehow he gets hired by an industry leader to investigate if the businessman's son wants him dead. Then he joins a football team to learn why a sleazy tabloid's attempting to spoil the reputation of the team's straight-arrow quarterback. I don't know, money? Then he's got to stop a man determined to prevent his sister's wedding. In his latest case is when he accepts to learn about a missing psychiatrist's whereabouts. The rest of the gang is simply elsewhere. Chad is on his own as the sleuth of the Senate, the informed of the habitation, the operative of the residence. Hashtag Chabby forever.
Looks like you've got mail waiting.
That one was fun. I enjoyed that one a lot. That was good. Greetings, geek folks. Chabby ended up on a show my grandpa was a big fan of. He even had the VHS tapes he bought, a Felony Squad, which had Oscar Goldman in a few episodes. And really, the only reason I remember that is because I was like, hey, it's Oscar Goldman. Yeah. By the way, that fourth survey game in Jackbox wasn't even fun to watch, but it does seem like something that Mark would like. That is from Tim. Well, Tim, congratulations, you're absolutely right. Chad and Abby last time were on Felony Squad, and oddly enough, since this is a new month, that makes you a big fat winner, huh? Woo!
Felony Squad. Just what a weak-ass title for a show.
I forget exactly what it's like. It's a mid-60s procedural thing. Oh yeah, it was just like Felony Squad, really? Okay.
Somebody get me the misdemeanor crew.
And
Felony Squad sounds like our next, leader in chief.
Yeah.
And
That'll be like cabinet.
yeah, last night on Mark's Twitch, we played some Jackbox, and he finally played the Jackbox Survey Scramble. And yes, he did quite enjoy the fourth game that I told him that none of us were ever going to want to play with him again. It's a terrible, terrible game. Jackbox packs are like that. There's one that's really awesome. There's one that's all right. There's a third that's and there's just one that you play it the one time and you never do it again. And that's Pong, but using surveys answers to block the ball. It's stupid. It's a very it's just,
Okay.
So if you come play Jackbox with us tomorrow night, we'll play a game from that Survey Scramble, but we will not play that one. We will not. That is a Mark thing. He does love it. It's really kind of crazy. So yes, Jackbox. That's tomorrow night. So come join us. Hey, if you got something you'd like to say and a great idea of how to get more people to subscribe to our Twitch channel, because, I still have this Boba Fett helmet that I will keep if you really don't want it.
Oh, are we close?
It's podcast at geekradiodaily.com, or of course a voicemail or text message. You can use the magic numbers of
510 GRD Crew.
I mean, I can get her to say something for you if you become subscribers. Make it happen.
Whovian and a Nuvian walk into a TARDIS.
And explore every episode of the classic Doctor Who series.
Join me, podcaster John S. Drew.
And me, writer-editor Jim Beard, as we take apart each story starting from the very beginning in 1963.
And join us on our Facebook page and Twitter, where we continue the discussion with you with historical artifacts from British papers of the time. The Doctor's Beard podcast, released every Saturday around tea time on your favorite podcasting app.
And we'll see you in time and space.
Hello there, boys and girls. This is Robert Llewellyn, the actor behind the mask of Crichton from the BBC television show Red Dwarf, and you're listening to Geek Radio Daily. You must be very, very clever.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you're here. You got the smarts. You know all's about it. It's all kinds of good. Congrats on being one of the cool people. Love it.
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Geek News!
Taking a look at the world from a geeky point of view.
Konami's Castlevania series is to get its own musical in Japan. It has been revealed the vampire hunting franchise, which began life back in the mid-'80s, will be adapted into a musical by Takarazuka Review. But sadly not Vampires Suck, a musical journey, really. Castlevania Awakening Under the Moon will be performed by the Flower Troupe led by Sia Nagatsuki. Kia Suzuki is handling the script and direction, as was the case with musicals based on the Ace Attorney series and Sengoku Basara, both of which were performed by the Takarotsi Review. But not damn vampies? Of course, the story of the endless battle between Count Dracula, who was resurrected from a 100-year slumber, and heroes centered around the Belmont clan, a family of vampire hunters, has been expanded to include not only a game, but also an anime series that has been released worldwide. You know, Ghouls and Dolls would be good, too. This musical romance will run from June 7th to July 20th, 2025 at the Takaratsu Grand Theater, and from August 16th to September 28th, 2025 at the Tokyo Takarutsu Theater. Musical theater, of course, we all know is the lowest of all entertainments. It's got a pantomime performed by half-wits with painted faces enjoyed by lower wits. Until, of course, we get How to Succeed in Pennsylvania Without Really Trying, the Jackie Daytona story.
You know, if they promise me at least one or two songs written by Jason Segel for this, I'm in.
As long as Segel doesn't have anything to do with the Muppets again, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, he just writes the songs. That's fine.
Die, die, die.
I can't.
I can't remember. Am I next or is Carol next?
I can go next. I can go next. Okay.
Okay.
An expedition to a deep-sea ridge just north of the Hawaiian Islands revealed a surprise discovery: an ancient dried-out lakebed paved with what looked like a yellow brick road. There's no information as to whether the expedition was met by members of the Saltwater Taffy Guild.
Good one, Carol.
If only I had some air.
We're practicing this paragraph, so. The eerie scene was chanced upon by the exploration vessel Nautilus while surveying the Liliuokalani Ridge within the Papahanaumokuakea Marine National Monument, or the PMNM, and I'm going to use PMNM from now on. Thank you.
You down with PMNM?
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you know Jim.
Because that rhymed.
Is one of the largest marine conservation areas in the world, larger than all the national parks in the United States combined. And I'm sure that ratio won't change in the next few years at all. And we've only explored about 3% of the seafloor. Researchers at the Ocean Exploration Trust are pushing the frontiers in this wilderness, which lies more than 3,000 meters below the waves. And the best part is anyone can watch the exploration on their YouTube channel. So I guess the question is, does that mean that Aquaman is now the new Oz? Is it Ozlantis? and are they accepting refugees? Because I may be very, very scared of sharks, but it's looking a whole lot better down on the ocean floor than it is up here right now.
Maybe they got Jabba-Jewel.
Wow. Well, maybe you could buy a Jabba-Jewel at Target. Not really. They do sell just about everything, though. And honestly, I absolutely love their drive-up pickup feature. I mean, it is just so great. It is one of the best out of all of the retail stores, I have to say, if not hands down the best. They're fast. They're great. Well, the workers don't always like the fact that they have to be so fast. And there's actually a feature in the app now that they're doing away with. So people have to install the update in order to get it. But once they install the update, you can't double tap in the Target app anymore for the drive up pickup. I mean, you should double tap zombies, but you can't double tap in the Target app. And what that means is essentially when you're going to pick something up in the drive-through lane, you're supposed to hit the button that says, I'm on my way, when you are actually on your way. That starts like a 3-minute timer clock that the fulfillment workers have to go to pull your product off the shelf and bring it up to their area because they don't have unlimited storage up there. They can't just like go get it when you say, you put your order comes through or whatever, right? They do it when you're on your way to actually go pick it up is when they get it. And so, or get it ready. Cause sometimes I think they do go get it from the back earlier because like they'll send you a message that's like, psych, just kidding. We were out of stock or whatnot. So, I mean, they go and they get it, but I mean, just like to actually get it ready. But what too many people were doing is they were getting to Target and they were hitting the I'm on my way. And then they were hitting immediately right after it, I'm actually here. And then that was messing up their timing with being able to get the product and get it ready and pulled out. Hi, kitty cat. Carol. Kitty cat is making a cameo, and her actual kitty cat. So you won't be able to do that anymore. And I think that'll be, people are saying currently that they haven't really noticed any impact as far as it taking longer or taking a shorter amount of time as far as like your customer experience is likely to not change. But now when you hit the I'm on my way, you can't hit the I'm already here for a minute. So you could be sitting in the parking spot if you need to, but that minute doesn't count against their like time frame. And like I said, the one near me is always like super fast and they always get it right and it's just like easy and the app is fabulous. So I mean, I really don't care. Plus I also, while not always known for being a rule follower, genuinely do say I'm on my way when I'm actually on my way because it's like a courtesy. You're giving them the heads up. Now, have I ever forgotten about it? Sure. But would I care that it took a little longer for them to come out to my car? No. As long as, all my stuff that I'm buying is there. And so if you love the Target Drive Up app as much as I do, you may be noticing a change coming soon.
I will say, I think I've probably gone into Target maybe 3 times in the last 6 years. I always use the drive up because one, it means I spend $30 and not $130 because I'm not just putting things in a cart. But yeah, I love that app.
Yep. Because you go to Target not knowing what you need. You let Target tell you what you need and then you buy it and it makes you feel better and you may even use that stuff a lot, but it's still stuff that you're buying because you see it, not because you need it. But sometimes it's nice to have that like retail therapy when you can, Yeah. Oh, Target. Like to get like an iced coffee and the ones where they have like the cup holders in the buggies. Sometimes it's nice to just be at Target. I have to say.
Alrighty then.
It's a trope. It's fine.
A Northwestern University-led team of engineers has developed a new type of wearable device that stimulates the skin to deliver various complex sensations. The thin, flexible device gently adheres to the skin, providing more realistic and immersive sensory experiences. And of course, it lends itself obviously to gaming and virtual reality, but they envision applications in health.
Upload.
Right. For example, the device can help people with visual impairments feel their surroundings or give feedback to people with prosthetic limbs. And of course, it's going to have a great utilization on Pornhub.
Oh, God.
Other states that don't get that anymore. Vote the right way. The device is the latest advance in wearable technology for Northwestern bioelectronics pioneer John A. Rogers. His team calls it an epidermal VR, a skin interface system that can be touched through an array of miniature vibrating actuators across large areas of the skin with fast wireless control. And I expect just as many nightmare stories from this as other toys that people could control remotely for each other. The new device comprises a hexagonal array of 19 small magnetic actuators encapsulated within a thin, flexible silicone mesh material. Each actuator can deliver different sensations, including pressure, vibration, and twisting. Using Bluetooth technology in a smartphone, the device receives data about a person's surroundings for translation into tactile feedback, substituting one sensation, like vision, for another, like touch. And, of course, ushers in a new era of parenting where you have to tell your children to getting off on the phone. Although the device is powered by a small battery, it saves energy with bistable design, meaning it can stay in two stable positions without needing constant energy. When the actuator is pressed down, it stores energy in the skin and in the device's internal structure. When the actuator is pushed back up, the device uses the small amount of energy to release the stored energy, so it changes position, and this energy-efficient design means you can operate for longer periods of time on a single battery charge, meaning, you can stay in your mom's basement a whole hell of a lot longer than ever before. This sort of sensory substitution provides a primitive but functionality, meaningful sense of one's surroundings without reliance on eyesight, a capability useful for individuals with vision impairments.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention all the willfully blind goddamn people we learned existed 2 days ago. I'm sorry that's not funny, but I'm pissed off.
Yeah, no doubt.
They say doing that too much can make you go blind.
What I gotta get a mail-to-mail plug. Blah, 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 blah. Right, there's a thing, I don't remember what it's called. I'm gonna say that it's, what is it? It's the geekradiodaily.com thing. Yeah, that's the one you need. You could drop us a note, if you will. It's podcast@geekradiodaily.com, the same one again, or a voicemail or a text message. You just need the magic numbers that are
510 GRD Crew.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. And we'll see you in a week, because I forgot how long this month actually is, right? So
there are only 4 Thursdays, but there are lots of Saturdays.
Lots.
Yep.
Lots.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done.
This has been the saddest excuse for entertainment I've ever seen.
Listen, ladies, it's been real and it's been fun.
But has it been real fun?
Nope. Those boys didn't hurt you, did they, Miss Chi-Chi?
Oh, just a little bit, Mom. Just a little. Nothing time won't heal. Oh my God, look at your eyes. They're as blue as window cleaner, Bobby Lee.
That's Bobby Ray. Bobby Lee's a girl.
I'm sorry. So is that your girlfriend?
No, I don't got one of those. A girlfriend, I mean, I got a name. Bobby Ray, but you know that.
I'm sorry. They have a mind of their own, you know. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, that was so brave what you did back over there. No, really, you were just like a regular knight in shining pickup truck.
Stop it.
No, really, what time are you two? Hi, Mommy. Oh my God.
Well, don't cry, Miss Chi-Chi. Please don't cry. Miss Chi-Chi, if you were my girl, you'd never cry for anything. Except maybe from happiness.
Aww.
What was that?
That was from Tu Wong Fu, wasn't it?
That is Jason London and John Leguizamo.
Leguizamo.
And Tu Wong Fu from Julie Newmar.
That's right. He played the Trixie character. Well, yeah.
This,
Chi-Chi.
when he mentioned Chi-Chi, I was like, oh, is that? Oh. Yeah.
So yes, happy birthday, Jason London. Woo! Couldn't really get a good long clip from Dazed and Confused. That's so weird. He interacts with the other people too much, and they tend to take over after he starts talking.
Yeah. Only maybe the part about him not wanting to be on the football team is his only monologue.
Yeah, but he has that monologue several times, and someone else comes in and talks about how, well, they tried the same kind of thing back in my day, kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I looked a lot, and I was just like, well, what else was he in? Oh, my God, that's right. He was in Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah, I 100% forgot about that.
Weren't both of the brothers in one of the Kevin Smith movies, or no?
Yeah, it was Mallrats, wasn't it?
Mallrats, yeah. Yeah, pretty sure it was Mallrats.
Yeah, he was like the main guy with Jason Lee.
No, not Jason
It
London.
was Jeremy London.
It was it was one of the Londons. That's what she had said.
Right, but then I was like, what? Didn't the other London also? Wasn't he also? I thought there was one where they were both in it. No,
And I don't know that I remember that.
I mean, just Kevin Smith movie. You should remember that, but I don't know.
Exactly. So if I don't remember that,
Well, let's see if Google remembers.
yeah, go for it.
You're probably right.
System in which we could find out these things. Clackety clackety clack.
Mallrats cast. Jeremy London. Jason Lee. Jason Mewes.
There's Jason's.
There's Jason's. Just not the right Jason. I'm looking because he wouldn't be like a main character, but okay. I could just be like straight up 100% wrong. Yep, it happens.
I mean, the clever way of doing it would be to look at Jason London's filmography and then seeing if a Kevin Smith film was on it.
Yeah, if I was not exhausted. Filmography. Well, now I'm doing it. Filmography. Isn't it fun listening to me Google?
Yes.
We played Parents versus the Kids in soccer today. I can't remember if I said that at the beginning.
You did not.
I should not have done that. It was super fun though. I scored 2 goals, and the coach actually said we were the most talented parents he'd ever seen in playing Parents versus Kids. So thank you very much.
Nice.
I may start like a parent pickup league if there's like an empty field in the spring. Obviously,
Going around trying to pick up parents? What? Be worried about that. Don't be using your kids' soccer.
Everybody just bring a black shirt and a white shirt and you just play.
There are some parents, yeah.
I have a very specific referee kink.
Yellow card me, please.
That is while there generally is, overall leading the thing an adult referee, quite often there are high school students refereeing their games.
Oh.
So
refereeing our kids' games, yes.
Oh, I figured they were
Made it
adults.
all creepy.
I know. Jeez Louise. Good job, guys. And here I had this great joke about my safe word is.
Well, no, one time I was getting ready to make a comment and I stopped and I was like, wait a minute. Is that person still in high school? And she's like, okay, nope. Let that go.
Smart.
I can't tell how many times I tried to take a picture of my kid playing in the game and the ref's butt gets in the way. And it's usually man ass.
Dude butts.
Meaning you prefer women's asses?
I think general consensus is yes. The female body is more beautiful in general than, I think in general, we would all rather see a female ass, right?
Preach it, sister.
Depends on the ass.
Mm-hmm.
As I have 2 words for that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Justin Hartley would be my
Well, she wasn't saying that all dude butts are bad. She's just saying that on average,
in general, right.
Lady
Your
butts are
average
just
female butt.
nicer shaped.
And then she said I'm average. So thank you for that.
You have a cute butt. But no, I was thinking of that episode of Seinfeld where he was like, yeah, I was walking around the other day naked, and Elaine is like, whoa, men should not be walking around naked. It was a bit, obviously, for a television show, but it was funny. Mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to say this, but she called me a sex machine. Okay, she called me an effing tool, but I know what she meant.